45 minutes? No! We're beginning now.
Okay.
This is our nameless podcast.
Yep. It's just the podcast.
We'll eventually come up with a name, right? Maybe we'll just say that for the entire time.
Yep.
Just
Yeah, every episode, we're making a prediction. Every episode we're gonna name it eventually, but we're never gonna name it.
It's exactly what we're gonna say, unless we just call it Nameless Podcast. Which
No,
is,
that's just
yeah,
the
we'll just
podcast. Whatever.
Okay.
This is a podcast.
Obviously.
Yep.
Some of you may have stopped listening already.
If you're still listening, comment.
Yeah, please.
Make us feel better.
We were looking at the last podcast. I mean, even though it had 3 likes and it had roughly 1 comment or so, the comment was about the first 2 seconds of the video and nothing else.
Well, I at least he watched it, because frankly, a lot of people, when they see like 30 or how long was that, an hour?
It was an hour and 1 minute.
Yeah, when they see an hour and 1 minute long video, they just not gonna watch that.
I mean, but they don't even have to watch. I mean, there's nothing really to watch. There's some pictures in the background. You could have it in headphones.
Listening, yeah.
You could have it in headphones in the background and do whatever.
That's what I do when I listen to videos like that.
Did you even listen to this full podcast? Be honest.
I did, because I was there when we recorded it.
Not what I'm talking about.
I listened to a lot of it. I skipped around.
Well, I had to listen to it like 3 times because I edited it.
Yeah, I wow, that must have took a while. No, yeah,
Anytime the picture changes, that's...
I listened to some of it. Probably more than a lot of people. But no, not all of it.
We're more fans of our own podcast than anyone else.
Well,
it's fun. I enjoy doing this podcast.
Yep, okay. So what are we talking about today?
We have a couple things we can talk about. We can talk about The Legend of Korra, which is going to be a main thing, so we might save that for later. We can talk about anything, really. You said you didn't have any stories.
I don't, but let's start with The Legend of Korra.
Okay.
And if we think of something later, we can talk about it after. Legend
of Korra, there's a picture up right now. I'm assuming, if I am not stupid and I actually edited it properly, there's a picture of Korra. And what The Legend of Korra is, if you don't know, you might. If you've ever heard of The Last Airbender, Avatar The Last Airbender, that was a good show. It was a really good show.
Yep.
There were 3 seasons of it, and then it was over. And now The Legend of Korra is out, which is, I guess it's a...
sequel.
Is that what you call a sequel to a show?
Yeah, I think it's just a sequel, but it's a new show.
It's called Avatar: The Legend of Korra. You should check that out as well. And first of all, just watch Avatar: The Last Airbender anyway, because it starts off a little bit weird, kind of really for kids, but then that's not at all how it ends.
Yeah, pretty much Avatar: The Last Airbender is an all ages type of thing.
Yeah. Like
if you're older than 8, you can enjoy it.
Probably younger than roughly 50.
Yeah, no. If you're not dead, you should enjoy it. But you probably have at least heard of it. In any case, Legend of Korra is a technical sequel, but it's a 26 episode, 2 of which have leaked online.
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's leaked because Nickelodeon did it. Put it anyway.
Yeah, it's online. It hasn't premiered on TV. It's premiering the 15th, I think.
Yeah.
On Nickelodeon, but it takes place 7 years after.
That's really the one last good thing on Nickelodeon anymore, to be honest.
I don't watch Nickelodeon anymore, so I don't even know what's on anymore.
I mean, there are still people in my school that watch SpongeBob on a daily basis.
Good for them.
That's the only thing I really know that's on Nickelodeon. Anyway, to talk about The Legend of Korra, Legend of Korra, it takes place, how long?
70?
70 years.
So just about everyone's dead by then.
Yes, except
from the original show.
Except for Katara, really. But here's my question. How old is Katara?
Old?
Really old. So it's either, once the Avatar dies, that's when the new Avatar comes, right?
Correct.
So it's either Aang died, he was 12 and it's 70 years, he died at 82, roughly. He was 12, 70 years later.
No, because Korra's been around for 17 years.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. So he died really, like, way earlier than anyone else did.
Yeah, he died around 68.
That's unfortunate
66 by that, just by that measurement. Yeah, he died mid to late 60s.
So once, I wonder if he was like one of the first ones that died. He died in the 60s, and Katara was like, Aang is gone, so is everyone else.
Yeah, everyone's gone. Sokka, Zuko technically were not mentioned, but it's assumed that they're dead. Toph has a daughter.
Well, they were kind of mentioned. She was like,
well, yeah, that's what I mean.
All of my friends.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I
assuming
mean.
that Zuko is her friend.
Yeah, they didn't like go into detail though, so I'm not gonna assume anything. But Toph has a daughter, and she's in there.
She's rude.
Yeah, she's in the first episode. She has a little issue. She's a grown woman though.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's another thing. How young was Toph when she had a child, and with who? I'm not gonna. I mean, it's probably no one specific. It's probably just some random guy. But Toph has a daughter who is quite old.
Yeah, I don't know the exact age of her, so I really can't say.
She looks old. Maybe she's just stressed.
I think that's part of like a character design. But
So. Yeah.
Anyway, just general thoughts on the first 2 episodes. Now that we got that long intro.
The first episode, I didn't really like. I mean, I watched it twice, and I liked it the second time a bit more. The only reason why I said I didn't really like it is because, like you said before, it was only going to be like 1 season thing, so I just felt like they jammed everything right away. I mean, it wasn't everything, it was just a really big intro for such a short little thing.
If you think the first episode's rushed when you watched it or already have watched it, yeah, we agree. That's one thing I noticed, it was really fast-paced. I liked it better than he did overall, but...
I just think that, because, I mean, I know that they were, like, I mean, like, what I was saying is that there was, like, no character. I mean, I know it's obviously the first episode, and it was the first time, maybe not the first time acting together, but there was no, like, character, what is it called when 2 characters are, like...
Interaction?
Yes, there's no character, like, interaction.
The thing is about the first episode that's different from the first episode of the original series is that there really wasn't a character around Korra's own age for her to interact with, as opposed to Aang, Katara, and Sokka in the original series. That I think it would be easier.
Well, in the second episode, that she
build a...
Okay, another thing that I kind of have a problem with. Why did Aang suck so much at learning everything?
Yeah, when you show... Well, I don't know, there can be a few explanations for it. I didn't see it as an issue.
Korra, I understand, but...
Korra knew how to firebend, earthbend, and waterbend by, I don't know, 6?
Yes, she was really young and fat, but that's...
that was just funny.
Okay. But I just don't understand. She was really young. I don't know how she even knew. They aren't supposed to tell her until they're about 16. Isn't that not correct? But now, no, she just mastered everything.
She just knew how to do it. Except for Air, which she's having a hard time with.
Maybe not so hard now. It's the second episode and she figured out a form already.
But, no, I don't know. They have to... I think they're going to spend a lot of time on the Equalists. Is that what they're called?
What they made it seem like is that the next episode is gonna be them playing that game around like what's it called? I don't even remember what it's called.
Pro bending?
Yes, that. Because you're like, oh, I'm off to the next one, and it just seems like that's how. I don't know if those 2 guys are gonna be the ones with her, or if it's just gonna be one. It's both of them.
Both of them are gonna be around. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically in the second episode, she's in the city, and basically by the end of the episode, she joins a pro bending team, which, along with 2 brothers, Mako and Galut. What's it? No,
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Bowling.
Yeah, there you go. What was that? What was Galut?
I don't know. The Maku and Bowling, pretty much, I see Maku as basically... You were the one who actually introduced this to me, like, a few years ago, at the very least. Like, the Zutara...
Yeah.
And the Kataring or whatever.
Yeah.
Basically, fan base was split between Katara getting with Zuko or Katara getting with Aang. And I think the Maku, which face it looks like, who is a firebender, looks a lot like Zuko, acts a lot like Zuko.
He's all silent and stuff.
And Korra, who looks a bit like Katara and from the Water Tribe, so just overall appearance similar. I think that's just the creator's way of saying, yeah, we're going to just go with this one this time.
I think they're going to do it. Yeah, they're going to say it for the people that didn't like that it happened with Aang, now it can kind of happen that way.
Yeah, so those three, I think they're going to be fun to watch. I don't think they can live up to the original group.
See,
but,
Korra's been in there for 2 episodes, and I don't really like her.
I like her a lot.
She's a badass, yeah. I don't like her personality. I mean, she acts only as badass. She's like, whatever, I'm gonna do anything. I don't know why I liked Aang, just because he was more like, hey, he had like morals. She has nothing. It was funny. She's funny at some points. I laughed out loud at the part when she with Toph's daughter, and then she
did the you can't see, you just did the facial expression, but
you can tell that she has a bit of her family members in her.
Like the thing is, I'm actually really pleased with the character so far. I'm more worried about Bowling and Maku as opposed to Korra in terms of just likability. I obviously you disagree, but
the guy the Bolin was one, the serious one.
Yeah. Oh no, Bolin was the earthbending happy one.
Yeah. See, that one was kind of like the comic really funny kind of guy. I know
he's going to be kind of the closest thing they can get to Sokka without ripping off Sokka.
Yeah. He was more of the show-off kind of guy, which is what Sokka was. Because the very first episode of Sokka, he's like, at least I don't make reflections of myself in the mirror, or in the water, and then he was showing off his muscles. But he's like more of, I want to get with Korra. Also, she's the Avatar. I also like the line when he was like, you're the Avatar, and I'm the idiot, which was interesting. A thing that I think, it's off topic now. Well, it's not off topic. I really like the animation. Like
the animations, it has the same feel as the old show, but I think it's better.
Yeah, I agree.
No, the animation's very well done. Just it's a beautiful show. Really.
I have yet to see a blonde person in Avatar.
Well, that's because they're all Asian people.
So they can dye their hair.
That's true. Well, we're in a modern city now, or 1920s-esque type of city, so that might be possible. One thing I kind of just liked how they did, like especially some of the chase scenes, they have a jazz type of soundtrack to it.
Oh, that's another thing. I kind of I do miss the old music.
I do too.
I miss the bass. I just wish they had the basic. That's not even there anymore.
Well, it was there was something a little there when she did the moves in the second episode.
Yeah, when she was.
That's the one thing that I noticed that was missing about the boxing. I call it. It's a lot like boxing.
Yeah.
The pro bending thing, just the fighting style. There's
actually a video on the internet where the co-creator, Brian Knitzko, I think that was him, he explained the rules of pro bending, so you can learn that. You can play it at home, kids.
Yeah. The one thing I thought was missing up until time Korra actually did something correct, was music. There really was not any music during the fight scenes, which were because they weren't fight scenes necessarily, but the pro bending was supposed to be the action of the episode.
I think the very first fight scene with the 2 gangs, I don't think there was any music.
Yeah, there was.
There was?
Yeah, in the first episode?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember. Was it subtle, or am I just insane?
You're just insane.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
I clearly, you can correct me, I'm not 100% positive. I remember some jazzy music during that.
You know what? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I remember.
It might not have been throughout all of it, but it was there.
Another thing I like about the animation is because they kind of do weird camera angles, something that you usually wouldn't see. Because there was another thing where, where she flips the car with the earthbending. Like right before when they got in the car and they were about to drive away, and he's like, "You're not getting away," and then she does that, and then it flips the car over.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I was expecting that it to like go on the car, but it just kind of just stayed on her and then showed it in the background. It was just I like that because it shows their animation skills of doing foreground work.
Yeah.
And not like that, so I enjoyed that.
You like the second episode more overall. Right?
Yeah. I don't remember why. I guess there was more development in character, which is what I liked.
The thing for me, I thought after the second episode, it was on par, if not a little worse for me than the first episode. The second was a little worse for me than the first, but I watched it a second time, and I liked it a lot more the second time. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was me with the first one.
Yeah, I liked it a lot more the second. That's the one thing, I guess. It's really, you can rewatch it a lot, and at least so far, it gets better every time. So I guess that's a good thing. Because I remember when I watched Nickelodeon as a kid, when they showed reruns of Avatar, I watched it whenever I could, whenever it was on, because
I still watch reruns of Avatar.
It's entertaining still, so I guess that's one good thing.
I just recently watched the entire season of Avatar, because I just own them.
Yeah.
Just to get me hyped up for Korra, and then, I'm probably still gonna buy Korra when it comes out, like, officially on DVDs. I'm assuming it will.
It'll go on DVD. Yeah.
And people are excited about it and stuff. I don't think I've seen a single person complain about it yet on the internet.
No, yeah, I've watched a lot of reviews, and frankly, they're better than ours in terms of, they like it more than both of us. I like it a lot more than you do to begin with.
Yeah.
At least the first episode.
It's just,
but
I don't like being told that all the characters that I know and love are dead. It's not awesome. Also, how are there sky bison now?
I read in one, like, preview from a while ago that they found, like, a herd or a colony or something, and they bred, but that's not explained yet, and I don't know if it ever will be, frankly.
It's not that important, because neither of those types of things are main characters. Also, Momo, and whatever Momo was, the bat lemur thing, there are more of them, too.
Yeah. I have to ask you something, but first, what did you think of Tenzin and his kids?
Do you hear the names of his kids, by the way?
They're named, but I don't remember them.
Kaya and Boomy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Boomy.
I know Boomy. What's Kaya?
Kaya is Katara's mother's name.
Okay.
So
I remember hearing Boomy, and I paused the video to look it up. And I'm like, wait a minute, and that, because I didn't remember off the top of my head, but then I was like, yeah. Right, what did you think of the kids?
I liked the kids. I don't think they're gonna be a big part.
No, they're just
they're kind of just there. I feel like the one girl is kind of maybe
the one that's serious. The serious one?
Yeah.
I assume she's oldest because she's the
I think she's gonna come into play at some point in the story.
I don't know.
It's focusing on her. The little tiny kid is not.
Oh, the guy with the huge head?
Yes. He resembles those, like, little cartoon things of Aang. I forgot what they're called. Yeah, the chibi characters. Right? That's almost exactly like how he is.
Yeah, I like all three of the kids, honestly, because they're all different.
Yeah.
But it's not obviously
they're
different.
bringing, like, emotions of, like, other people from the other show into it. I wonder if anyone from the other show is gonna, like, do a, like,
cameo.
Cameo, and
I wouldn't be surprised. I hope they better explain what happened to Zuko's mom, though.
Yeah, I'm sure they're. They're kind of just taunting us, and and if they don't, they're just gonna make it a running joke.
If they do that, that would just. That would actually be really funny, because that just shows that they know their fan base, because
I mean, right at the end of the season, he's like, "Where is my mother?" And then the very first episode of Korra, he's like, "Are you ever gonna tell us what happened to Zuko's mom?" And he's like, "That is a story." And then she
gets cut off by that one.
Something about Katara is that she's kind of like
Gran.
Not Gran. I mean, well, kind of like Gran. She's more like Iroh. She's almost exactly like Iroh mixed with Aang. She's like, she literally says, "You have to bring peace and balance to the world." And that's something that is a direct quote from Iroh. So, all of them everyone is connected in the Avatar universe. That's even a quote. Everything is connected in Avatar.
What did you think of Tenzin?
Tenzin. That's right. He's gonna be teaching Katara, and he seems
not Katara, Korra.
Oh man, I'm not gonna We'll start with K. Come on.
Yeah.
Give me a break. What I think of Tenzin is, I guess I kind of think that he's he's obviously a more serious type, and he has some comic relief. He's like, "Don't bring my mother into this."
It's very like his seriousness is what's funny about him. It's not like Iroh, who's serious one second and just outrageously weird the next second, and that's what makes him funny. Tenzin's more or less consistent.
This is gonna be off topic, but every time we hear it with my brother, there's a part in Avatar where Iroh is trying to come up with names for his tea shop, and he goes, "The Tea Wemo." No, that's stupid. That's just a weird point that they do not have to put in the show, but they do anyway, because it's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tenzin, I don't see Aang in him. I mean, I do see Aang in him, because he's like...
I see the spiritual side.
The spiritual side. I don't see any of the fun type of things.
Well, they said that, like, Aang's other sons were more...
Yeah.
Adventurous.
Are we ever going to see any of them? Like
I doubt it, but they might. I wouldn't put him past them, because frankly,
him and
26 episodes.
Him and Katara got busy because had multiple things. I mean, he's just reproducing. It has to be him to reproduce the entire airbending race.
Yeah, you have to. It's slow.
I wonder how many airbenders there are. Like maybe 30.
Yeah, and not even.
No, because how many sons does he have?
Who?
Aang.
I don't remember. I think there were 3.
Depending on if they are... oh, no, it doesn't matter if they're airbenders, does it?
It would.
Because...
technically, they have it in their blood.
Yeah.
I think it would help.
The wife did explain with Tenzin, he's like... Katara came up to her and said, "I see another airbender in your future." And then he said, "I don't want another airbender, but you have to, lady."
Yeah, just...
yeah,
No, Tenzin was pretty good, I guess. Like I said, it would be almost. I know why it makes sense why they made him older, but I think it would almost be better if he was a little younger, like Toph per se.
Yeah. They also they reference that Tenzin and Toph's daughter, I don't even remember her name, knew each other. Like, it's like, "Always lovely to see you."
Oh yeah, they know each other because he's something involved with the city, Tenzin, and then Toph's daughter is the main police force lady.
I really hope they get into Toph's daughter a little. That sounded really weird.
Yeah, that sounded. That's yeah.
I hope they get
gangbang type thing going.
There are gangs now.
They are, yeah.
I hope they go into detail about Toph's daughter a little bit more, and hopefully that's not the only episode.
She's going to be in there.
That's the kind of thing
Don't worry about
that I thought about with the first episode, was that they were kind of putting things in there to me that didn't actually have to be in there. Like, oh, that is kind of like the first. I mean, like the Avatar: Last Airbender, where she is related, even though she's a drawing. But they just throw it in there to me, like. I don't think you're ever going to see Tenzin's wife again. Just saying, I don't think that's ever going to be a thing.
It's in the second episode.
Is she?
She at one point, she's setting the dinner table or something. She asks, "Where's Korra?" And Tenzin said, "Oh, blah blah blah. I hope you're not like this in your teenage years."
Oh yeah.
Girl's like, "I can make no such promise."
I will make no such promise. and then I know that the kids are kind of going to be like the comic relief as well.
For sure, yeah.
There are a lot of... They're doing a good job with the characters, actually. Not so much, like, togetherness, but the characters themselves, they got a good cast going.
Yeah. One thing that... I don't know if this is, like, they did this just so people would recognize who this person is, but, one thing I know, I read it somewhere, I didn't think of this myself, and I doubt they're going to go into it, but I just thought it was an interesting thing about her backstory. Toph's daughter, she goes by her mother's last name.
Yeah, Toph Beifong.
And not...
Oh, yeah.
There could be a few explanations. Like I said, I doubt they're going to go into that for a few reasons. First of all, Beifong's like a really fancy, like, important royal name, and they might have just went by that for family purposes, but I don't...
The reason why I think they did that is because, I don't know if you noticed, but Toph Beifong is the only last name that you hear in Avatar The Last Airbender. So if they would have said any other name, they would just be like, oh, you're Toph's daughter, and then everyone would be confused anyway.
Yeah, I'm just saying that could hint towards backstory in terms of falling out with her father or something, because
I don't
she
know.
seems to be a little cranky for some reason.
Yeah.
But,
well, Toph didn't really like their parents either.
So there you go. That might be that definitely might be something then, which we'll see. So I like I said, I doubt it because it's a really small detail, but I thought it was interesting. Unless you have anything to add on past stuff we just talked about, I want to talk about the Equalists or whatever they're called.
Yeah. No, there was only one thing in the first episode.
They're hinted like throughout the first episode, though.
Yeah, the one thing in the middle where the guy was like, "Benders think they're everything," and then she was already in conflict with them, with him, and he's like, "I might just bend you right off your platform," or whatever. It's like, see what she's doing, and then at the very end, which is, I mean, there are kind of hints, but the main thing is that you see the main person that is going to be a conflict later on.
Well, did you watch? It was one of the trailers on Coronation, where it was like a lot of stuff with...
Oh, yeah, I think I did, actually.
I saw that and I was like, okay, I'm really excited for this season now, because unless they just compiled all the footage in a 2-minute video of the Equalists, they're going to be pretty prominent, I think, with the... it's like Anan, the guy's name.
I don't even remember.
Anan, I think his name. Anan. The mask guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm looking forward to that because this is completely off topic here, but I'm going to relate it. In 20th Century Boys, the friend character, who's the main villain of the series, pretty much the major fun part about that series is just trying to guess who friend is behind the mask. And I hope they do something like that with Anan, because he's going to have to be related to one of the characters somehow, probably, because they would just do that. And I'm looking forward to that, because I want to try to guess who it is.
I really hope it's not Zuko-san, because that is going to be so predictable if it is.
Yeah, they would have to throw out a few red herrings if they're going to do that. I'm thinking it's either Zuko or Sokka.
Oh, that would suck.
Because Sokka doesn't bend.
Yeah.
It would make sense.
Well, they haven't... Oh, no, they don't. That was the police. Metal benders. I like how metal benders are a thing now.
Yeah.
It's only because of Toph that is like that. And also, I like that it's the cops, and she's, like, the main one, so she is, like... The Toph's daughter.
Yeah.
Is, like, the main thing of the metal bending cops.
Yeah, because she knows how to metal.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't explained that she could bend, I'm just assuming.
Who?
Toph's daughter.
Oh, yeah, she can. Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on the police force.
Something that I'm just gonna have to get used to is the names here. The names that are, I mean, they're kind of more like regular anime type names now. Besides like Korra, you got Maku and Maku kind of, but Maku. That never mind. You know, I'm talking about something that I remembered in the past. But Bolin is, I believe I know a character that is already in an anime called Bolin.
Well, you know why he's called Bolin.
Do I?
Boulder.
So?
He's an earthbender.
That's
the reason
like what
behind
they
it.
did in movies. Like, I know, he's an earthbender, right? Rocky.
They should have called him Rocky. That would have been a really good hint or reference. That would have been very good. I would have been impressed with that. But no,
It's, I just... That's really weird.
no. He just showed me a picture of.
I'll probably put it up.
Yeah, you'll see it up there.
I'm gonna explain it so I don't forget when I'm editing. It's a picture of the entire Avatar line.
Korra's looking at it.
Korra's looking at it, but also there's just Aang as he
just cropped in there.
He's cropped in with the rest of it, and he has a weird mustache.
He's normal looking besides like a weird mustache.
He's still a kid though.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
But
this is the whole website.
Right, the Equalists, I'm really looking forward to what they're gonna. In the one trailer when they showed one of the Equalists thugs, I guess you can call them, the henchmen, almost. I don't know if you remember, Korra was fighting one of them in the trailer.
Yep. I remember.
Which I'm looking forward to that happening because it's obviously they're gonna just break it into the middle of a pro bending match. I would think.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's how it's gonna tie in. Okay.
I hope that's what happens because that'd be cool. But it's hard to catch. But they have the same stuff in the trailers that I think it was Ty Lee.
Yes.
Used the
tension hitting
where they stop him from bending. They used that in the trailer.
Pressure points.
So I'm looking forward to that, especially because that'd be cool.
Why are they tying in all the characters somehow? Subtly, they're just tying in every single character.
It's not explicit though. I mean, it's not like I told you in the one message I sent. It's at least they're not having everyone be their brother's cousin's twice removed grandma who knows someone who knows the daughter of this person. They didn't take it to a level beyond disbelief for me at this point. So I'm fine with that.
70 years passed, and I understand that it's pre-modern, not postmodern. It's postmodern, but that's a lot of advancement.
Not really.
Kind of.
It's the 1850s to the 1920s. Plus they have bending to make things a lot easier.
I guess.
They already had like these tank things.
Oh yeah. Firebenders were very technological.
Because they had fire.
God dang it, fire.
And especially with all the benders working together.
Yeah. But, no, yeah. All the benders are still working together. Now it's non-benders that aren't working with them. Yeah, that was never... I'm glad that they're kind of doing, I'm glad that they found a new thing in the fire.
Yeah.
Now it's not like the earthbenders are taking over or something. I'm glad that they're doing this and that
it's different.
No, I was going to say, I wonder if Jet is ever going to come back in, but he's dead.
He's dead. Spoiler.
The only person that ever has died in Avatar. Well, technically.
No, a few people have died.
The only
Zhao? They never showed him, but he died.
That's right.
And the one Cyclops guy. Who has 3 eyes, or 2 eyes, or 1 eye, or something like that.
Yeah, he exploded.
Yeah, he exploded.
The only character that I cared about that died, Jet. I mean, I didn't really exactly care about him. You care about him right at the end, when it's kind of sad.
Like, the first season, he wasn't anything special. Second season, he was better.
Katara, I've changed. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Don't watch the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Just, not of The Legend of Korra. Just, like, Avatar The Last Airbender. Or, no, it's not even called Avatar.
It's just called The Last Airbender.
I was so angry that Avatar was just taken from the actual thing, but now, take it. You can have it.
Well, Legend of Korra isn't called Avatar Legend of Korra. It's just called Legend of Korra. Because James Cameron's Avatar, which came after Avatar The Last Airbender, said, no you don't. Avatar's my word now. And
they can't do that,
I'm sure there's a legal reason behind it, and good for James Cameron, but it's annoying, I'd say.
Well, I'm going to punch him in the face, but They can take the name from the movie. I don't care. I'm sad that The Last Airbender. I swear to God, 2% was what the rating was for that movie,
Yeah,
and that's what it
Rotten
deserved.
Tomatoes, yeah.
That's what it deserved because it was.
2% of the people liked it.
Yes, that's what it means.
Yeah, that's.
I've only known one other movie that was worse than it. I don't remember what it was.
There were some movies that had 0%.
That's what I was saying.
There was this one movie that came out this year that stars forget his name. He's I think it's Eddie something. He's a black guy comedian. It has 0%.
Yeah, that's probably what my brother was talking about because he was just laughing. He was like, "No one liked the movie.
No
like,
one.
No one.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
No one watched it. Like the movie.
Yeah, don't see Last Airbender. Watch the series. It's much better. Much better.
And while you're doing that, look into The Legend of Korra.
Yeah, well, I watched the original series before we watched Legend of Korra, though. It might spoil stuff. And that's another thing.
Yeah.
That's another reason why they might not go into too much relations of the characters before that.
Yeah.
Is because they don't want to spoil the original series for people who haven't seen it.
I think they're...
And connect it too much, so new viewers would be just turned off completely.
I guess
that would make sense.
Since there was enough time from the last Airbender's ending to the Korra's beginning where they would have new viewers, but really they are starting to. I mean, they are focusing on the Last Airbender viewers, obviously, because they're connecting things.
Yeah, because they're doing the references and hints. Like someone new to the series would just not laugh at all with the hint at the very beginning of the first episode about Zuko's mom.
Yeah.
But I laughed out loud when that happened because it was such a blatant kick in the face.
Yeah.
That's it, but it was funny. I didn't mind it because, frankly, I hope they go into it. And if they don't, I don't mind because that was the one thing I didn't like about the finale. And I didn't mind it that much.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
Zuko's mom, not included. I for some reason I
just didn't like it because they didn't. They didn't explain anything. That was Zuko's last word in the show.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
He was with them at the very end when they were doing the Sokka was painting
Okay,
this
then
horrible picture.
When did that him talking to him take place? Like right before that?
It must have because that was the last scene of the series.
Yeah.
With them at
Where is my mother? Actually, his last words is "My hair isn't that spiky."
Yeah.
The last words of the entire show is "My belly's not that big anymore. I've really trimmed down" from Iroh. And then Katara and Aang didn't say anything.
Yeah.
They were too busy in each other's mouths.
Yeah, and that was it.
Spoilers. Not that you.
We've already told you half the stuff already, so frankly.
Alright.
If you watched this far, please leave a comment.
I don't think we don't need to worry about that.
What?
Unless someone's a really big fan of The Legend of Korra. I know one of my friends that I've met on the internet is actually a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And then they went to see the movie and was very disappointed. Just like everyone else.
Everyone else.
I know people at my school who were awfully disappointed by that. Yeah. That was a good amount of talking about Legend of Korra.
I would say, is this the third or fourth?
I think it might be the third. We might be at 37. I think we're at 37.
30. That makes this the fourth. Because there's been
Dang
three
it.
10 minutes. Want to just cut it here? I don't know.
I guess the whole thing was talking about Korra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't want to make it over 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So
This will probably be really easy. It's a pretty simple one.
just about
this
Korra.
time. Next time you hear this podcast, we're probably gonna have a different outro because of a song that me and my friend, not
me.
this friend. Wow, that was
Yeah.
in unison.
Yeah.
On not him wrote. There are no words, so that is perfect for an outro. So thank you for listening. You're not gonna hear the end of this.
Because you're not listening.
You're not listening. Thank you for listening the first maybe minute. And
Whoever listened to this point and no skipping gets a prize.
yeah, you know what? I'm going to give you something.
If we haven't, I don't know. I probably haven't subscribed to your channel. I'll subscribe to your channel. And
Yeah.
he would too if he hasn't. if you listen this far and no skipping, we'll quiz you through PM if necessary, although you could just go back and watch the video to begin.
Yeah.
There'd be no way of knowing unless you skip this far. So, well, we'll see. We'll see what
I
we
was
can
gonna
do.
say it would be like, what do we talk about at like 5 minutes? But not only could they just skip there, but all we talked about was Korra.
Yeah, question 1, what did we talk about? 5 minutes. Question 2, what did we talk about? 10 minutes. That would have been a very easy quiz.
Thanks for
not watching.
This is our podcast and play the outro music. That's the same as the intro music now. Yeah, baby.